A lot of the styles of piping that one can do are quite similar to henna painting. And I love the patterns that you get with kind of henna painting. So I want to give you some ideas of how to do this. And another tutorial will show you how to do a whole wedding cake in this style. Basically, I'm going to base it around a flower shape. I'm going to use a 1.5, and because I want to have quite bright colours on the cake, I'm going to have like a gold theme for the piping. Now when you look at the icing that I'm actually piping with at the moment, it looks very, very orange. It doesn't look very gold at all. But what I'm going to do is, as soon as I finish piping on it, if I spray it with a shimmer, can you see the difference between the two? That's how it started. And once you've sprayed it, it actually goes to a gold colour. So we'll be doing that at the end. Now the basic style of piping that I'm doing is based around a flower shape. So what we do is we start by doing petals. If you've got a large flower petal shape, you could actually impress this into the side of your cake and you could copy it. I repeat that pattern in the centre, and then I'm going to do little half moon shapes all around the outside. Now something you see a lot also when you see a lot of henna painting done is dots, and I love piping dots on my cakes. So I'm going to do dots all the way around there. And then we're going to repeat that pattern with our big flower, our little loop in the middle, and then our little half moons around the outside. Now I've made a little tiny mistake there with my icing, but don't worry, when you're doing any piping on a cake like this, you always want to make sure that your cake surface has been set for at least 24 hours. So if you do make any mistakes, especially with a darker colour like this, you can just scrape it off so easily and it's not going to mark your icing. And we do one more. Big one, little one in the middle. And then we're going to have our dots around the outside. The icing that I'm using isn't too stiff, it's slightly slacker than I would use if I were piping shells or anything that had a shape, because I want the little balls that I'm doing to kind of go down and be quite rounded looking. So continue with that until you've got a whole flower. So there you've got your basic flower shape. Now what you can do with it, if you're doing this on a large cake and you want to make it even bigger, you can actually continue adding to the size of these petals by doing your curvy lines and then another layer of dots. Like that. Now there's a couple of other patterns which are lovely in henna painting, and one of them is little leaves, usually 3 or 5. Paisley shapes are also used a lot, and you can do your dots inside and also outside, so that's a lovely shape to do as well. And the other one that I'm going to use on my Indian wedding cake when I do it is a little blob like that. I do 3 of them, and then little shells coming out from it like it's a little sun. I'm now going to bring some extra gold detail into this design by using large gold balls and sticking them into the centre of the flower, either in 3s or 5s if it was a big flower, or if it's just an individual small one like we have with our flowers here, you can just have one on its own. We could pop one here. And also red features quite predominantly in a lot of the designs, so I'm going to do some little red dots possibly in the little paisley shape on their own, or you could just go around the whole flower shape and do red dots there. Now what I want to do now is I want to get the spray, and I want to show you how you can make this suddenly look much more golden by going over that orange shape. Just do short squirts and suddenly it's all golden and shimmery.